Alright, I think everything's actually working here now. Because apparently I am the single worst Twitch streamer in the history of mankind. So there's that. Just making sure everything's actually working. There we go. I have the world's worst microphone right now, so don't mind that. Um, so, yeah, hello, everybody. It's about 10 minutes later than I wanted to get started. Um, but I'm going to be doing a little painting of this portrait that I was commissioned for a few weeks ago. And basically, what's going to end up happening is you'll just follow me and see how my process works. Um, the only thing that you really missed was the sketching portion of it, which, to be fair, uh, is pretty much what you see. I take my reference photos, I go ahead and actually put them into some type of composition, basically thinking about where my borders are going to be and all that kind of super good stuff. And once I have that, then I trace in the basic uh, shapes and everything, and then I go into Photoshop here with the 2 up set up here and basically get all the details in. Once I have all the details in is when the fun starts, and I get everything in here that I possibly can in terms of all the little details and the color and everything of that nature. I'll go ahead and walk you through which brushes I use and everything. When it comes to uh, the actual sketching portion, as well as the stuff I'm going to end up doing later in terms of pencil details and everything, I use these particular brushes here. They're mixer brushes from Kyle Webster, and he has kylebrushes.com. That's where I pretty much get them, and if he ever wants to sponsor me, I will gladly do so and take that sponsorship and get more and more brushes. But where I'm at right now is I'm trying to just lay down some base colors and go from there. So grab an airbrush. My settings for my airbrush here are pretty standard. I always like to have my flow roughly about 26-27%. And then we kind of go from there. There we go. Okay. And you may notice that I am not visible at all. All I have is audio. So, that's mainly because I do not have the right equipment yet in order to be shown nearly as well. Okay. And I'm just completely blanking out on what I was doing here today, which is absolutely hilarious, in my opinion. um, hey, whatever. This is the way it goes when anything happens. And I'm still trying to be a little bit quiet because my son is still asleep, or still awake right now. So it's just the way it kind of goes. I want to make sure that I don't wake him up too much while he's trying to get to sleep. So go from there and see what happens. Now, you may notice as I'm doing this, I had have a lot of overspray and stuff, and one good thing, at least for me personally, when it comes to working digitally, is the fact that I don't need to worry about anything of that nature anymore. I don't need to worry about masking too much unless I'm looking for a certain effect. And, probably people will say I have the worst technique in the world when it comes to doing any type of art. But I get my jobs and I do pretty well when it comes down to keeping the lights on as much as I can. I'm always still trying to get more commissions and get better at what I do, and kind of go from there when it comes down to everything. And do as many new techniques as I can when it comes to doing personal art and stuff. And I'm going to be working on this piece tonight, hopefully getting most of it done. As soon as possible so I can deliver it to the client, and once it is delivered, and get my money there, so get that going here. I don't know why I opened that. Anyway, going back to check everything out. I only have one monitor right now, so. And I'll be right back. And I'll be right back. And I'll be right back. And I'm back. And I'm back. And I'm back. And I'm back. Yes.
I don't know. Yes?
I'm on a live stream right now, so everything you say is being heard.
Why?
Because I'm going to do live streams now and get donations,
Yes.
and I'm on a live stream right now, so everything you say is being heard.
Why?
So please be
So
because I'm
no
going to do live
television.
streams now and get
Well,
donations.
why would you be in here?
I don't
I'm on a live stream right now, so everything you say is being heard. So please be
So
because I'm going to.
You're in your bed, your room.
Why would you be in here?
Thank you.
I'm on a live stream right now, so everything you say is being heard. So please be because I'm going to.
You're in your bed, your room.
Why would you be in here?
Thank you. You're in your bed, your room.
Why would you be in here?
Thank you. You're in your bed, your room. Thank you.
The one thing with doing any type of painting or anything like that is one thing with for the beginning of every painting, doing any type of when you're laying down color or anything like that, and one thing with doing anything of that nature, of every painting is the fact that laying down color is going to be horrendously horrible to look at for a long time. The fact that is going to be, I'd honestly say most paintings would look terrible 90% of the time until they're finally done. I'd honestly say which most paintings would look a lot of people don't realize. But if you're watching my stream here, you probably do realize, which a lot of people don't realize. But if you're watching my stream here, you probably, unless you just found me for no in particular reason and are wondering why this guy's ranting and raving about art. Unless you just found me for no in particular reason, which is very possible. Wondering why this guy's ranting and raving about art. Unless you just found me for no in particular reason, which is very possible. Wondering why this guy's ranting and raving about art. Unless you just found me for no in particular reason, which is very possible. Wondering why this guy's ranting and raving. I don't really have much to talk about here, so apologize. I'll be flipping over and checking chat every now and then just to see if there's anybody actually watching the stream or flipping over and checking asking any questions or anything of that nature, just to see if there's anybody actually watching. I completely forgot to download the Twitch app from my phone, and my laptop is rendering a YouTube video for my son's channel right now, so that is out of commission. So you're stuck with just listening to me rendering a YouTube video lather on about son's channel right now, so that is out of commission. Lucky you're stuck with just listening to me rendering a YouTube video lather on about son's channel right now, so that is out of commission. Lucky you're stuck with just listening to me rendering a YouTube video lather on about son's channel. Lucky you're stuck with just listening to me lather on about son's channel. You probably heard my son's mother slash roommate came in earlier. You probably heard my son's mother doesn't understand why I'd be streaming anything, which I don't quite understand either. I don't think anybody cares about what I have to talk about. That's all right. I don't think anybody cares about what I have to talk about. That's all right. I don't think anybody cares about what I have to talk about. That's all right. I don't think anybody cares about what I have to talk about.
Doesn't look like I gained weight.
I don't know.
I think so. All that working out the number. See, doesn't look like I gained weight.
I don't know.
So the next example is all that working out.
Go out for a mild run.
Run.
I don't know. Go
Say
out
so.
for a mild
Rather go
run.
on the Olympic. Or the other thing where it looks like I'm doing Russian kicks.
What about
So.
Jade's gym? Does that close?
Jay's gonna want to go to the gym. Looks like I'm doing Russian.
Well, you could just
What
have her
about,
let you in. She can leave Jade's gym. Does that close? Just saying.
And now he's gonna want to go to the gym.
Should. Well, you could just have her let you in. She can leave Jade's gym. Does that close? Just saying.
And now he's gonna want to go to the gym.
Should. Well, you
I
could
swear.
just have her let you in. She can leave Jade's gym. Does that close? Just saying. Should. Well, you
I
could
swear.
just have her let you in. She can leave Jade's gym. Just saying. Should. Well, you
I swear.
Somebody else or stuff. Jade's been here for how long since like Easter?
Mm-hmm.
How many times have we worked out? Once. We've been here for how long since like Easter? We were supposed to go to the grandparents, but I haven't sure called it out. Once. How long since like Easter? We were supposed to go to the grandparents, but I haven't.
Another migraine. Another migraine. Another migraine. Anyway, back to the world. Skin tones. Probably the
Back
thing
to
I'm
the
worst at.
world.
And I do portraits. So. Skin tones.
So I do a lot of
checking on
probably the thing I'm
colors.
worst at.
And I do portraits. So. Skin tones.
So I do a lot of
checking on
approximate
colors.
things.
And I do portraits. So. Skin
So I do a lot of
checking on
approximate
colors.
things.
And I do portraits.
So I do a lot of approximate things.
There we go. There we go. Correct.
You know, it's better for you than regular milk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Xander really likes it.
Correct. Okay.
But he does, yeah, it's better for you than regular milk, right?
It's good for him.
Xander really likes it.
Correct.
Dickie.
Okay.
He does, yeah, it's better for you than regular milk, right?
It's good for him.
What are you doing?
Correct. Okay. Oh, the cat. It's good for him. Correct. Okay. Oh, the cat. Good for him. Correct. Okay. You can probably barely hear me. 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 Let's see if we can get this audio to be a little bit better. Hello, audio. Any better? Doesn't seem like it. That's fine. Let's see if we can get this audio to be a little bit better. If anything. Audio. Any better? Doesn't seem like it. Let's see if we can get this audio to be a little bit better. If anything. Audio. Any better? Doesn't seem like it. Maybe? No, my levels will all the way up for that. If anything. Maybe? No, my levels will all the way up for that. If anything. Levels are already up. So that won't help anything here. I think I just have a very poor mic right now. So that won't help anything here. I think I just have
most
a
likely what
very
it
poor
is,
mic right now.
because
Honestly, this is
that
more
won't
of a
help
stage
anything
mic
here.
than anything. So
I think
things
that is
are
most
a
likely what
very
it
poor
is,
mic,
not
because honestly, this
exactly
is
that
more
won't
of a
help
stage
anything
mic
here.
than anything
proper
So
for this. I think
Things
that is
are
most
a
likely what
very
it
poor
is,
mic,
not
because honestly, this
exactly
is more of a stage mic than anything
proper
So
for
let's
this.
see here.
Things
Things
are
are
most
a
likely what
very
it
poor
is,
mic,
not
because
honestly,
this
exactly
is more of a stage mic than anything proper
yeah,
for this.
from what I can tell here,
Honestly, this is more of a stage mic. Everything, except for when I hold the mic up like this, everything is set up the way it's supposed to be. Except for when I hold the mic up like this, everything is set up the way it's supposed to be. Except for when I hold the mic up like this, everything is set up the way it's supposed to be. And mic up like this, everything don't see any way of getting it any better. Oh well. And don't see any way of getting it any better. Oh well. Whatever. So maybe if I go to whatever. So a different signal path. Maybe
that
if
might
I
help,
go
and
to
it does not.
So you'll just hear a lot of quietness,
A different signal
on my
path,
side
maybe
until
if
I
it
eventually
does
figure
not.
this out or get a new microphone. So you'll just hear a lot of quietness,
A different signal
on my
path,
side
maybe
until
if
I
it
eventually
does
figure
not.
this out or get a new microphone. Right now I'm going ahead and
on my side,
going to continue painting a little bit. I'll be back audio wise going ahead and as I can. I'm going to continue painting a little bit. If you have any questions or anything, I'll be back. You can either fire them to my as I can Twitter. If you have any questions or anything, Instagram, or you can either fire them to my as I can Twitter, which I do have showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. So if you have any questions in the chat or anything, let me know. Showing up every now and then. Like I showed a little bit earlier, or at least talked about a little bit earlier, like I showed to a little bit earlier, or at least just getting into basic colors and everything. I try to stay as loose as I can, which just getting into sometimes it's hard. Basic colors and everything. I try to stay as loose as I can, especially when it comes to sometimes it's hard. Basic colors and everything. Trying to get something, that looks right. Sometimes it's hard. It's hard for me personally to really get something, forget about the details for a little bit. It's hard for me personally. As you see right now, I'm really getting a little bit too in depth. Forget about the detail wise on the doggo here. As you see right now, I'm really getting a little pupper. Too in depth. Forget about the detail wise. I probably should just be worrying more about moving on to the next two portraits that are worrying more about moving on to right around the next two portraits that are all of the same woman who wanted me to put together a piece. I went to high school with her many moons ago. Put together to kind of date myself. I went to high school with her, but she found me on Facebook again not that long ago. Saw as an artist, remembered me doing art in high school, found me on Facebook again. Wanted something just kind of artist, remembered me doing art in high school. Found me on Facebook. Remember who you wanted something just kind of artist. It was put. So she sent me a bunch of different reference images and stuff. And some of them didn't work, some of them did. And I put this together, and reference images and stuff, collage-wise, some of them did. And I put this together. I'm very influenced by Drew Struzan and stuff like that, so I use kind of his techniques quite a bit. Drew Struzan and get into things which some people find certain aspects of it cheating or not. That's fine, because they're not paying my bills. If anybody out there has a problem with the fact that I trace images in or anything like that when I'm doing then if anybody a portrait like this where it has to look like the person 100% or anything like that, they can go ahead and a portrait like shoot me a message and then shoot me some money to my PayPal, and I'll be more than happy to shoot me a message another way. As long as they keep my lights on, I don't care. But I'm doing things my way here. I'm going from there. So I'm going to get back to it. And doing things forward here. Hopefully we'll get this faces here. Get back to it. Both of those done tonight, and then I want to move on to details because detailing is my favorite part. Both of those done. I'm going to be streaming probably for about the next hour or two. Detailing is my favorite part. Both of those done. Kind of go from there, and I'm going to try to stream maybe every other day or so until I come up with an actual schedule that works for me. Maybe every other day or so. And when I get a better mic, I definitely need a better mic. Or at least a mic stand or a headset, something. I need something that can make this a lot easier on me than pausing every now and then. And I need something up this microphone and can make this a lot easier on me than just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just jibber jabbering for a few minutes before I put it down. All right, we'll get back to it. Just as an FYI, I do actually have.
The chat.
Just as
opened
an
up here.
FYI,
So
I do actually have. We'll kind of go from there. Just as an FYI,
so
if anybody has any questions, let me know. We'll kind of go from there. It looks like we have a new follower. So thank you so much for going ahead and following me there. Really, really do appreciate it. Looks like we have a new follower. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough. Thank you so much for going ahead and following me there. Really,
Or if you do want to
appreciate
strangle
it.
me,
Yeah,
but
at
at
least
least
get
get paid
paid.
for
Hopefully
it.
I'm entertaining enough. Thank you so much for going ahead and following me. I don't know what kind of weird stuff
Really,
you guys
if
are
you do
into
wanna
out there.
strangle me,
Yeah,
but
at
at
least
least
get
get
paid.
paid
Hopefully
for
I'm entertaining enough. Thank you so much for going ahead and following me. I don't know what kind of weird stuff you guys are into out there. Yeah, at least get paid. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough. Thank you so much for going ahead and following me. I don't know what kind of weird stuff you guys are into out there. Yeah, at least get paid. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough. Thank you so much for going ahead and following me. I don't know what kind of weird stuff you guys are into out there. Yeah, at least get paid. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough. Thank you so much for going ahead and following me. I don't know what kind of weird stuff you guys are into out there. Yeah, at least get paid. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough. Thank you so much for going ahead and following me. I don't know what kind of weird stuff you guys are into out there. Yeah, at least get paid. Hopefully I'm entertaining enough. Thank you so much for going ahead and following me. I don't know what kind of weird stuff you guys are into out there. Yeah, at least get paid. Hopefully I'm I realized I didn't have any of that set up. Good first stream. Good first stream. I realized I didn't have any of that set up. Or whatever. Doesn't really matter. All right. Good first stream. So where we're at here is I have all the base colors pretty much down. It looks kind of ridiculous. Where we're at here is I have all the base overall when you're kind of looking at it. I still didn't get the kind of ridiculous here in yet. When it's the main portrait, I tend to save that for last because it's here really time consuming. But for the smaller areas here, really decent. You know, the hair of the smaller portraits at the bottom. But I'll do those with airbrush mostly, and then a little bit of colored pencil on top of that. I'll do those with airbrush mostly. That's where we're at here so far. I'm going to take a quick 30-second break and be right back and get things back up and running here. And just kind of grabbing a drink real quick and get things talking more than I am used to lately. But just kind of grabbing a drink real quick. We'll be back. Talking more than I am used to lately. But just kind of grabbing a drink real quick. We'll be back. Talking more than I am used to lately. But just kind of grabbing a drink real quick. We'll be back. Talking more than I am used to lately. But just kind of grabbing a drink real quick. We'll be back. Talking more than I am used to lately. But just kind of grabbing a drink real quick. We'll be back. Talking more than I am used to lately. But just kind of grabbing a drink real quick. We'll be back. Talking more than I am used to lately. But just kind of grabbing a drink real quick. We'll be back. Talking more than I am used to. All right, and I am back. So, what we're going to do now is mostly just work on
And I am back.
these
So,
three faces. What we're going to do now, then we're going to move on to the dogs. Mostly just work on,
And I am
and we're
back.
going to harmonize
These
everything
three
together
faces.
here
What
and
we're gonna do now.
get some detail in there.
Mostly just
So,
work on. And I am
hopefully you
back.
enjoy
These
watching
three
people
faces
draw.
here
Because
and
if you don't,
get
you
some
might be on the
detail
wrong
in there.
channel. But I don't know.
Hopefully you enjoy watching people draw.
Like you saw,
Because
if you just tuned
you might
in,
be on the wrong channel.
there is a
But I don't know.
link underneath the
Hopefully you
video
enjoy watching people
to
draw.
the
Like you saw,
donation
if you don't,
section.
just tuned in.
There is a
starting this
link
mostly just so I
underneath
can
the
get
video,
a
newer
newer
tablet
tablet
section.
Just tuned in.
I'm about 3 years old,
Starting this
and
mostly
scratched
just so I can
and
get a
broken and
newer
beaten
tablet
up, and
Just tuned in.
you know, just kind of
Starting this mostly
seeing if this will
scratched
help me out.
broken
I've
and
been
beaten
beating
up
myself a
and
couple months just to
you
get
know,
some money
just
for it.
kinda
And
seeing
if it works,
if
it works.
this
If
will
not, not
help me
out.
out.
But
I've been
I'll
beating
keep
myself a
streaming,
couple months
and
just to
we'll
get
kind of
some
go
money
from
for
there.
it.
If it works,
Seeing
it
as
works.
that
If
if
you
not,
have any
not
questions,
helping out.
but
Beating
I'll keep
myself
streaming,
for,
and
anything
anything
like
like
that.
that. Go ahead and shoot it in the chat. I do have the chat open on my phone, which isn't ideal, but I can at least see what you guys are saying and respond if need be. On my phone, which isn't ideal, but I can at least ask any questions and share the stream if you know anybody who's interested in the process of creating art. Share the stream if you know anybody we'll go from there. Interested in the process of creating art. Share the stream if you know anybody who's interested in the process of creating art. Share the stream if you know anybody who's interested in the process of creating art. Share the stream if you know anybody who's interested in the process of creating art. Share the stream if you know anybody who's interested in the process of creating art. Share the stream if you know anybody who's interested in the process of creating art. Share the stream if you know anybody who's interested in the process of creating art. So as you can see, I do work in a couple different layers, just to show. So
There's the
as you can
initial
see, I
sketch,
do work in a couple different layers. Start off,
just
I
to
do my
show.
underpainting, and
So,
I do a little bit
initial
of
sketch,
painting
work
over
in
a couple of lines.
layers.
Trying not to start off cover
I do my
too much stuff
underpainting
up
and
there.
I do a initial sketch,
Painting
work
over.
in
But what I'm gonna
lines.
trying not to
go ahead
start
and
off cover
do
do
much
next
stuff
here
up
real
there.
quick is
But what I'm gonna
trying not to go ahead and actually I'm gonna turn on a little music on my side. I'm gonna keep it actually confined to bands that I was in or that don't care that I'd be streaming some music, but we'll get things going here. Let me just load up iTunes and see what we can do with it for you, because I'm sure the silence is not exactly the most fun thing to listen to, and you'll get to go ahead and see all my weird music that I listen to, such as Anal Cunt, who always shows up first on every single list. First set is going to be a band I was in not that long ago, called the Movie Line Romantics. When I say not that long ago, I'm talking like 13 years ago. But here, I'll play some of that for you, and hopefully it's not going to be too loud.
John Dillinger was shot dead behind that theater in a hail of FBI gunfire. Do you know who tipped him off? His fucking girlfriend.
I'm not in love with you anymore.
I didn't know you ever were.
Let's not make this any more difficult than it already is.
Okay.
Okay, what?
Okay, I'm not in love with you either.
Yes, I know. You're in love with Richie. Just sick and gross.
When I'm ready, you'll be here. What a comfort for me to know. The one I trusted with my heart. So ready for me, so wants to care, me care. You just don't love, been led to it. I've been lost now, you should start to out. Who was that thing? Did you bring that back? Make me whatever, not to just bring things again. Saw it coming. Yes, I did. So go run to him. Go find yourself. Now you're ready. It's far too late. I'm far from here. And you're the last on my mind. I thought you'd mind. It just sounds loud. I've been led to it. I've been lost now. I should've shut you out. Who was that thing? Did you bring that back? Make me whatever. That's just bring things again.
So I was sitting in my cubicle today and I realized ever since I started working, every single day of my life has been worse than the day before it. So that means that every single day that you see me, that's on the worst day of my life.
What about today? Is today the worst day of your life?
Yeah.
Wow, that's messed up.
All right. Just coming back real quick here for you. Gonna put on another band that I was in. Last one was Movie Line Romantics, which is the whole project really was my good friend from all the way back elementary school named Ryan Keller. He did amazing stuff. That's still probably my favorite band I ever was in, to be very honest with you. But next I'm going to put in another band here, Divine Trespass. I was in this band from 2004, or late 2003 to mid 2005, I think. First album I didn't play on that you're going to hear. It's a lot more punk than anything. And then the next album, the next 13 tracks after that are what I played on after I was brought in. But put this on and we'll move forward here for you guys.
Crime of fate, like a passionate flood. Pride was killed, the pride is blind. Probation's not justice. Murder is murder, some culture's not a crime. Murder is murder, run down and comply. Murder is murder, injustice unpunished. Murder is murder, murder is murder. Concentrate up, down my car, get away free. Punks like human shadow is dangerous, come to minority between the states. Murder is murder, some culture's not a crime. Murder is murder, probation's on none. Murder is murder, injustice unpunished. Murder is murder, murder is murder. Forgot, he paid the price. You paid, 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 forgot, he paid the price. Yes! Crime! Crime! The bond, their lives, and soul, their soul. The rest of the living, the better things they know. When the thing, and I feel again. Oh, it happened, and the gas got right. Villa, forest, bone, the line, cliche, bullshit, the gas got right. Devil, bottle, conscience, and death. Media, bullshit, the gas got right. As you take a drag, addicted will for you. And a body man, a harvest of cash and not a food. All we have left is the gas crop grind. Philip Morris, ocean night. Cliche bullshit, a gas crop grind. Devil, Marlboro, causes of death. Media, bullshit, a gas crop grind. The fucking light, souls of soul. They got a pressure, back to soul. Back to feet, fields of death. All they have is gas from grind. Gas from, gas from, gas from, gas from grind. Philip Morris, ocean night. Wishing motion, the gas from grind. Gamble, Marlboro, causes of death. Media, bullshit, the gas from grind. Without a day of blood, the gas are getting tight and choking all that blood. The mind is in the wall, and all the bones dead. But from the curved body and the soul they betray. Money's not a god, without it there is life. Getting rich off other sweat, suppressing all who fight. They cause all the wars with petty land disputes. Send the poor to die to defend their attributes. Money's in a cage without a day of fun. The gas are getting tighter, choking all that fun. The mind is in the wall, and all the bones dead. From the body and the soul they betray. Rain on straight, rain to the end. That's what the father of all your blood. Rain on straight, rain to the end. That's what the father of all your blood. Rain on straight, rain to the end. That's what the father of all your blood. Rain on straight, rain to the end. That's what the father of all your blood. Rain on straight, rain to the end. That's what the father of all your blood. Money's not a god, without it there is life. Getting rich off other sweat, depressing all who fight. They cause all the wars with petty land disputes. Send the poor to die to defend their attributes. Rain on straight, rain to the end. Take away the father of all your blood. Rain on straight, rain to the end. Take away the father of all your blood. Rain on straight, rain to the end. Take away the father of all your blood. Rain on straight, rain to the end. Take away the father of all your blood. Rain on straight, rain to the end. Take away the father of all your blood. youth. Songs of dreams and songs of truth. Songs that make you wanna dance. Songs that make you take a trip. They'll bring you up and pull you down. Make you proud to stand your ground. Integrity's rising in our hearts. We'll rise up. Music's where it starts. Songs of fighting, songs of roots. Songs of nights and songs of blues. Songs that rise up from the streets. Songs that make you stop jumping. They'll bring you up and stand you down. Leave you moving without a care. Integrity's rising in our hearts. We'll rise up. Music's where it starts. The music keeps us true. Power in me and you. In the end we'll see it through. Our culture for the few. The music keeps us true. Power in me and you. In the end we'll see it through. Our culture for the few. Oi, oi, oi. Oi, oi, oi. Songs of fights and songs of roots. Songs of nights and songs of blues. Songs that rise up from the streets. Songs that make you stop jumping. They'll bring you up and strip you down. Leave you moving without a care. Integrity's rising in our hearts. We'll rise up. Music's where it starts. The music keeps us true. Power in me and you. In the end we'll see it through. Our culture for the few. The music keeps us true. Power in me and you. In the end we'll see it through. Our culture for the few. The music keeps us true. Power in me and you. In the end we'll see it through. Our culture for the few. The music keeps us true. Power in me and you. In the end we'll see it through. Our culture for the few. Oi, oi, oi. Debt equals 6 times the gross domestic product. 70% of people live in poverty. 44% live in extreme poverty. 60% are unemployed. 30% of all children under the age of 5 are malnourished. All this because the IMF and World Bank structural adjustment programs. The IMF and World Bank are false prophets operating under the guise of alleviating poverty. Who actually work for some of the agenda of rich and power. Corporate power must be resisted. These policies are not bills in developing nations, but stepping stones to multinational corporations and reckless speculations. And the time to act is now! Now's the time to mobilize for global justice.
Hold me close, I can't say. Nothing brings hope in this world you've left me. On my own to cope with this feeling pulling me apart. Your image and gray breaking my heart. I'm tired and I wanna sleep. Get my head and gone astray. Why should I even breathe? If this endless day by day. Day by day. I'm tired of betrayal and I'm tired of fear. It exists flow, nothing is clear. I'm tired and I wanna sleep. Get my head and gone astray. Why should I even breathe? If it's endless day by day. Day by day.
I'm George W. Bush, and I approve this message.
Sometimes I notice fundamental flaws in my original sketch that I need to fix quite often. In this instance, I messed up this mouth and teeth horribly, so hopefully without having to just erase everything and start over, I'll be able to make it look right. And we'll kind of go from there with it. Music-wise, we're still listening to Defiant Trespass, and we're on the album that I worked on as a guitar player and background vocals. I was much more metal oriented than they were, so there's a pretty big clash of ideals on the album, but it turned out not too shabby. If you like it, let me know. If not, let me know. If you think it's crap, let me know. If you think it's really good, let me know. And either way, I'm going to get back in here and hopefully be able to salvage this mouth without having to redo it. That would be lovely. If not, I'll just redo it.
Drop
Saving all the politics and dues every year. Coming straight for you, and I am the big garbage. Haven't been abandoned of the children. What's my job and what will it pay? We're not really giving God to the neighbor. What's my work and what will it pay? We're not really drink of the memory. Bring it back to rain, they are playing. Bring it back to rain.
So, where we're at now, when it comes down to the portrait, is I have basically the middle and the left portrait pretty much where I'm going to leave them at for a little bit. What happens next at this point, once I finish up the third and then the main portrait on the top, up here, so I finish up with these. This one's almost done. But once I get them finished, then I go back, I do close, and then I try to balance everything to make it look really strong, add background elements. You saw me about maybe an hour ago add a little bit of texture in. Don't know if I'm going to keep it. That's why I do everything on different layers and label them really clearly. Basically, this is where we're kind of at. I'm going to be going for about another hour, I'd say. Get this as close to done as I can. One thing you will notice if you watch me finish it up, because I'm going to be finishing up tomorrow night, probably around 9:30 or 10:30 Mountain Time. I'm over in Colorado, so I'm going to be in Mountain Time. Around 9:30 or 10, then I'll be finishing this up. You'll see all types of really good stuff going on. I'm going to end the stream for now. I'm going to keep working on this tonight. Maybe. I don't know. I'm kind of tired. It's 11 o'clock already. And when you have a 4-year-old, 11 o'clock's late. So, I want to thank those who are still watching, if there are any. I didn't check any of my Twitch information. I'm going to get a new mic, so that way I don't have to keep holding it up to my face and stopping and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to get a new mic probably within the next week or so. I'm going to try to stream as often as I can. I don't know how Twitch Creative really goes in terms of viewership. I don't know how many people really want to watch people draw. It interests me. I watch videos of people drawing all the time. But it's how it goes. And I am gonna stream tomorrow night. Check back around 9:30, 10 o'clock. I'll tweet it out on my Twitter. That's SRICE13, SRICE13 at Twitter. Also check out my Instagram. Give me a big follow on Instagram at Stephen Rice. And I'm gonna see everybody tomorrow. And I'll kind of go over my history as an artist. And I'd like to see everybody there. So we can have some good talks. I want to talk to some other artists or people who are just fans of artists, and let's kind of help each other out. A lot of artists are selfish on techniques, and I'm not. I want everybody to be able to create art if they can and find joy in it the way I do. I say a lot. You're going to have to deal with it. I'm not professional. At least not a professional speaker. So thank you once again so very, very much, and I will see you tomorrow.